It's Jess and welcome back to my beautiful mess. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a voiceover style video. So it's just going to be me getting ready and you'll just hear me explaining everything that I'm using and doing through the mic. This is the look that I created. Super simple, very affordable, and really like how it turned out. So if you would like to see how I get this makeup look, then please keep on watching. Okay, so as you can see, I have already done my brows off camera. I just used the Covergirl Ultrafine Brow Pencil in the shade Rich Brown, and I'm just putting my hair back to keep it out of my face. We're first gonna start with eyes. So for eyeshadow primer, I'm going in with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer, and I'm just doing 2 small dots, and I'm just gonna blend that in with my finger all the way up to my brow bone. Then I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way translucent powder, and I'm just using my fluffy crease brush and putting that on top to set the primer. This also helps create a smoother base for your eyeshadow that you're about to put on top. So now I'm going in with the Going Coconuts eyeshadow palette from Colourpop, and the first shade I'm using is called Culotta, and I'm using that as my transition shade in my crease, and I'm just buffing that in with windshield wiper motions and circular motions. Then I'm going back in with that translucent powder, and I'm just going over the edges of that first shade that we laid down just to help blend those out and get rid of any harsh lines. You can kind of see a difference, maybe not as well on camera, but it definitely does help. You could also use a light shade, like a cream shade in your palette if your eyeshadow palette has one. Mine did not. And then I'm going in with the shade Shell Yeah, and it's more of a warm toned amber color, and I'm going in with a smaller fluffy crease brush and just blending that in the same area but keeping it a little bit lower. I'm going in with the deepest shade in the palette called Nutty, and I'm just using a tapered fluffy brush to drag this along my lash line and also up in a V shape in the outer V to add dimension. You really just want to make sure that you blend all of the colors together so there's no harsh lines. And then I'm going back in with my fluffy crease brush and I'm just blending all of that out. Blend, blend, blend. Then I'm going in with the middle shade in the palette called Cocoa Crush, and this is a very metallic, intense glitter shade. At first I tried going in with a brush and setting spray, but as you can see in a minute, it was just not working for me, and that's the face of disappointment. So I ended up going in with my finger, and that gave a much better color payoff. And then I'm not going in with any additional product on the brush, just what's ever left over from before, and I'm just blending the edges where they meet to help make it more seamless, so it's not like glitter shade, deep shade. And then this is where I like to do my eyeshadow first, because I'm now cleaning up the fallout from that glitter shade with my face halo. And then I'm going in with 2 coats of the Better Than Sex mascara. then for primers for the face, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Coconut Primer Water. This smells so good and it just helps add some extra hydration to my dry skin. And then I just kind of fan that in and let it soak in. And then I'm going in with the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Primer from Colourpop. And this also just gives me some extra hydration and creates a smoother a smoother base for my foundation to lay on top of. And then the last primer, I know it seems excessive, but all three do totally different things. I'm going in with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. And I like to use this in my T-zone because it helps get rid of my enlarged pores, or it helps, you know, get rid of the appearance of my pores. So yeah, a little goes a long way. I just use a little bit on both my cheeks, my nose, a tad bit on my forehead, and a little on my chin. And I just press that into the skin like they recommend. I also rub it, doesn't really matter. Does the same thing in my opinion. For foundation, I'm going in with my Ride or Die. It is the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. And I just do one full pump on my fake beauty blender. And then I dot it evenly all over my face, focusing on the bigger areas of my face first, which have the most product. So my cheeks, nose, forehead, chin, and then I start dotting on the outside perimeters. And then I just go ahead and start blending that in. Make sure you blend it down your jawline and your neck, especially if the shade isn't a perfect match for you. That will help make it look like it matches better. And then for concealer, I'm going in with the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer in the shade Snow. And then I go in with a deeper shade called Creme. And that one is more suited to my actual skin tone. So I use that for spot concealing blemishes. But I also use it to go over Snow because it just creates a more natural color for under eye brightening. And I don't like to do the huge triangle that most YouTubers and makeup people like to do because I have pretty dry under eyes, so I don't want excess product under there or feeling cakey. So this definitely covers up any dark circles and pores, but yeah, it's not excessive. Then I'm just taking that same sponge, going in with that same powder, tapping off some excess on the back of my hand, and lightly baking all of that concealer that we just applied. And then I'm going in with a stippling brush and whatever's left in the cap of the container, and I'm just swirling this all over the rest of my face to set the rest of my foundation. For bronzer, I am going in with the Colourpop Coconut Beach Pressed Powder and a big fluffy brush, and I am just blending this into my cheekbones and my temples, my forehead. I'm gonna end up doing the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, my jaw, and my neck. This just puts some color back in my face, and this is a perfect shade for me because I am so fair. It's not too warm and it's not too ashy. And then I'm going in with the Anastasia Contour Kit in light medium, and I'm using the middle shade and a Luxie angled brush, and I'm going to contour my nose and my cheekbones with this. This is a very pigmented powder, so just go in with a light hand because While I got the angle right of the first side of my nose, the second side I applied a little bit too much and my hand went crooked, so it looks a little messed up. But you can blend it out, so that is a good thing. And I do the fish face because it helps me find where my cheekbone is to apply that contour. And then I go back in with my blending brush and I just blend those colors together, the bronzer and the contour. And then I just make sure to really work on blending out my nose so that it doesn't look too intense. For blush, I'm going in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Party and a flat kabuki brush. I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks and blending back towards my temples. And I also like to go over the bridge of my nose and where I put the concealer kind of underneath my eye. And then I just blend that out again with that stippling brush. For highlighter, I'm using the Cookie Highlighter from Benefit. This is so pretty. It can be very intense, so use a light hand, really tap off the excess, and I just apply that to the high points of my cheeks. I go above the brow a little bit, and then I do my nose, the tip of my nose, and my Cupid's bow as well. I choose to leave out my chin because I don't like looking like I just finished a greasy cheeseburger, so I don't do my chin, but I do pretty much every other area that attracts light. And then I use that same highlighter and highlight the inner corner of my eyes just to brighten them. And I also go in and highlight my brow bone, and this just helps add a little extra oomph to the eyes. Then I'm going back into the Colourpop palette and using the darkest shade on a Luxie flat definer brush, and I'm just stamping this along my lower lash line. And I'm not bringing it all the way to the inner corner, I'm stopping a little past halfway. And then I'm going back in with that original transition shade that we used in the crease and a pencil brush, and I'm just blending out that dark shade. For eyeliner in the waterline, I'm just using a Essence Nude Liner. It's waterproof and it's a couple dollars, so it's pretty cheap. And if you use a nude eyeliner, it will make your eyes appear brighter. If you use black, it'll make it look more sultry and closed off. And then for lips, I just went in with the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Truffle. This is like my perfect nude. And then I'm just using that same mascara to apply a coat on the bottom lashes. And then the last step is going in with the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Spray from Colourpop. And as you can see, I just drenched this all over my face. It has a very fine mist, so it feels really good. And it just adds some extra hydration, sets my makeup in place, and gets rid of any powdery finish. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not so you don't miss out on any beauty videos or vlogs on my channel. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!